7 things that are a complete waste of your money. We're all familiar with the pressure to match the lifestyle of those around us. Buying the latest gadgets, clothes, or cars just to stay on par with peers might seem like a smart way to fit in. But the reality is, these purchases often serve as distractions, keeping you from focusing on what truly builds wealth. In this video, we'll uncover the hidden dangers of trying to keep up with others and how adopting a mindset focused on long-term value can transform your financial future. Point 1. Payments on status symbols, your financing. It's a common belief that buying expensive things, whether it's a luxury car, the latest fashion, or the newest smartphone, signals success. The assumption is that these items reflect your hard work and elevate your standing. But here's the quiet truth. When you finance these status symbols, you're often buying into a cycle of consumption rather than building wealth. You see, these purchases are rarely investments. They're liabilities. A car depreciates the moment you drive it off the lot. A designer bag doesn't appreciate in value. Yet many of us still feel compelled to buy these items, not out of necessity, but to signal something to others. We allow the desire for external validation to shape our choices, thinking that wealth is tied to what we own. But wealth isn't built on the things you display. It's built on what you invest in, on the things that appreciate over time. The wealthy understand this distinction. They focus on creating assets, not accumulating liabilities. It's a subtle but profound shift in thinking. When you stop using your money to buy status, you free up your resources to invest in things that build real value. Point 2. Subscriptions that don't serve your goals. Subscriptions often seem harmless. Streaming services, fitness apps, magazine memberships. We justify them as small, manageable expenses that offer convenience or entertainment. But over time, they add up, quietly draining your resources without providing true value or supporting your goals. The mistake most people make is seeing these subscriptions as just another expense, when in reality, they can be a financial drain. It's easy to overlook how these recurring costs erode your potential wealth. A small monthly fee here and there doesn't seem like much, but it's a constant leak in your financial pipeline. And often, these services are used out of habit, not necessity. The content isn't being consumed, the workouts aren't being completed, and the magazines are gathering dust. The wealthy don't spend money on things that don't align with their goals. They know that every dollar matters. They make deliberate choices about where their money flows, ensuring that each expenditure contributes to their personal growth or financial growth. When you reassess your subscriptions and let go of those that no longer serve you, you reclaim control over your resources. This small shift creates more space for investments that truly matter. Point 3. Premium pricing for non-scarce commodities. Many people believe that spending more means getting better quality, whether it's a higher-end coffee, a luxury brand, or the most expensive phone. The logic seems sound. You pay more for better performance. But often this isn't the case. What you're really paying for is the perception of quality, not the actual difference in value. The reality is most premium products aren't scarce, and their performance doesn't justify the inflated price. The wealthy understand this. They look beyond the brand names and the premium price tags, focusing instead on the actual value the product offers. They know that paying more doesn't always translate into a better outcome. In fact, often you're just paying for the label, the marketing, and the prestige. Consider this. Is the $5 coffee truly better than the $2 cup, or is it the image attached to it? The same principle applies across many purchases. When you stop paying a premium for non-scarce commodities, you free up resources that can be better spent on things that hold true value, assets, investments, or opportunities that appreciate over time. Point 4. Impulse buys at point-of-sale systems. We've all been there, standing in line at the checkout, and before you know it, you've added a few extra items to your cart. It's easy to justify these impulse buys, especially when they seem small or inexpensive. But the truth is, these unplanned purchases often add up, and they rarely contribute to your long-term goals. The problem isn't just the money spent in the moment, it's the habit itself. Impulse buying is driven by a quick, emotional reaction rather than thoughtful decision-making. It's a temporary satisfaction, but it comes at the expense of long-term wealth building. These purchases are distractions, diverting your attention away from the larger picture of financial discipline. The wealthy know that every dollar matters. They've learned to pause before making any purchase, no matter how small. They ask themselves, does this serve my goals? Is this purchase aligned with my vision? The power of delayed gratification allows them to put resources toward things that appreciate, not fleeting desires. By simply practicing restraint in these moments, you can reclaim your spending power and redirect it toward the things that truly matter. Point 5. Brand loyalty without a performance difference. It's common to feel loyal to a brand, whether it's your favorite car manufacturer, tech company, or clothing label. We tell ourselves that the brand's quality justifies the higher price, that it's worth it for the name, the status, or the experience it provides. But more often than not, this loyalty is based on emotional attachment, not on a tangible difference in performance or value. The real understanding is this: the wealthy don't buy into brand loyalty for the sake of it. They look at performance. Does this product actually improve their life in a way that justifies its cost? They know that brands are masters of marketing, and that often you're paying for a name rather than true quality. Think of it this way: buying the latest phone because it's the brand you've always trusted is like eating at a restaurant because of its reputation, even when the meal doesn't measure up. It's a habit that keeps you paying for something that doesn't necessarily serve you. By stepping away from blind brand loyalty, you free yourself to make smarter purchases, investing in quality, not just the label. Point 6. Financial advice from unqualified millionaires. It's tempting to seek financial advice from self-made millionaires, assuming their success automatically qualifies them to guide others. After all, they've figured out how to accumulate wealth, so surely their path can be replicated. But here's the truth: success doesn't always equal expertise, and wealth doesn't necessarily translate to sound financial advice. Many wealthy individuals have benefited from circumstances, timing, or even luck. Their methods might not be applicable to everyone, especially if they don't understand the intricacies of building wealth through strategy, discipline, and careful planning. Wealth often masks the process, the decisions, sacrifices, and years of learning that contributed to their success. The wealthy understand this distinction. They seek advice from those who have developed the frameworks and knowledge necessary to teach effectively, not from those who have simply made it. The value in true financial wisdom lies in understanding principles, not just following someone's story. Before taking advice from anyone, ask, are they sharing principles or just personal anecdotes? True wealth building isn't about mimicry, it's about understanding the process. Point 7. Education without a clear ROI. Education is valuable, but only when it serves a purpose that aligns with your goals. Too often, we pursue courses, degrees, or certifications without considering whether they will actually yield a return on investment. Education isn't just about acquiring knowledge. It's about acquiring the right knowledge that leads to meaningful, measurable outcomes. The common misunderstanding is that any form of education is beneficial simply because it adds to your skill set or credentials. But not all learning is equal. The wealthy understand that time and money are finite resources, and they prioritize education that accelerates their financial growth or personal development. They ask themselves, will this help me move closer to my objectives, or am I simply filling my mind with more information? Think of it like planting seeds. Some will grow into strong, fruitful trees. Others will never sprout. The key is choosing to invest in education that nurtures your long-term success, not just fills space. When you focus on the education that truly supports your goals, you turn learning into a powerful tool for growth, one that brings tangible returns. Bonus point: cancel one subscription, serving inertia, not you. Take a moment to reflect. What subscription do you continue to pay for, simply because it's easier than canceling it? Maybe it's a streaming service you barely use, or a magazine subscription that never gets read. We often let these small recurring charges slip by unnoticed, allowing them to drain our finances without offering any real value. The wealthy understand that wealth isn't just about earning, it's about managing your resources thoughtfully. They know that every dollar counts, and they don't let convenience or inertia dictate their spending habits. Instead, they actively choose where their money goes. Here's a simple challenge. Cancel one subscription today, one that no longer serves your goals, your growth, or your needs. This small action may seem insignificant, but it's a powerful step toward reclaiming control over your money. You'll be surprised how freeing it feels to make space for what truly matters. As we've explored today, wealth isn't built on fleeting desires or status symbols. It's shaped by intentional choices, thoughtful investments, and a clear sense of purpose. When you begin to shift your mindset and focus on long-term value, you'll find yourself on a path that leads to real financial freedom. If something from today's video resonated with you, take a moment to share it in the comments. Write, "I choose clarity," if this message struck a chord. Your thoughts are valuable, and by sharing, you help build a community committed to deeper understanding and growth. If you found this helpful, like, share, and subscribe for more insights into wealth building, and join us for the next video as we continue this journey. Thank you for watching.